Hello, my name is Mordred Viking, and I'd like to welcome you to episode 23 of this Let's Play Victoria 2. This is the Army with a State, and we are playing as Germany, no longer the German Empire, but Germany, because we have reformed our government. And we are actually kind of democratic, considering it's 1876. So, what is going on? Well, we just had a Jacobin uprising, and it looks like they may try and rise again. They've actually got almost 500,000 people supporting them, which is kind of crazy. Bloody anarchists. Lots of foreign groups coming. Minimum wage movement is getting kind of high support, so we may wish to improve that. With how progressive our society is, we're actually kind of in danger of becoming socialist. Not something I'm entirely sure I want. Let's go and make sure we deal with these guys. Right, Berlin has got troops. So what are you waiting for? You are waiting for engineers and guards. In fact, that's almost an entirely new unit right there. If we had 4 guards, then you would be done. Let's move you to Hanover. And hopefully find you some guards, like that guy. Switzerland accepted the offer for peace from France. That's unfortunate. Alright, so our army has kicked ass and taken names, which is excellent to see. And we are now taking loans, which is not quite so good to see. We're earning 257 from war indemnities as well, from France. So I think at this point we do need to reduce our army maintenance, which will slow down the construction of new units, but it's saving us so much money. So let's reduce the tax burden on our people. That is probably a little bit too much. Sorry, poor people, but you can pay some more. Do. Cool. Right, do we have one more guard? We do. Which was him? Yes. No, we need 3 more guards. That's a guard, those are guards. The Troppau patrimony. The Troppau area has been under German control for some time, and now after many years it does seem that they have become a core. Cool. Group U, we've got too many. Got one too many something else. Oh, one too many engineers. In fact, what I really should be doing is just concentrating all of these guys and then just chewing out the troops when they're ready. In fact, you know what? I'm going to do that. Be way easier. Yes, they will suffer attrition, but only for a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. Need more guards. 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 of them. Do you have 2 engineers? You don't. So we need those engineers. So what do we need for you? We just need 3 more guard units, of which you are 1. As are you. As are you. Marvellous. Send you over there. Now, let's make sure that we have the sufficient ships. So this is 16, 18. So we need 18 steam transports. 4, 8, 12... 16, 17, 18. And we can actually reduce our naval budget and then reduce your tax burden. There we are. Keep a step ahead of the Brits over there. Good. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Engineers and guards for you. Drunken riots. Saloons are not a problem. Navy's max speed plus 2 kilometers per hour, and we have finished the iron steamers. Excellent. So what's next? I think probably back to these. We need steel railroads, definitely. Let's get some of those going throughout the nation. We can also get more of these, so I think we're going to go up to low minimum wage. Yeah, a lot of people want the low minimum wage. 2.3 million people are going for that one. Let's do that. Conservatives now control the upper house. So, economic policy debated in Germany. We're definitely decisive arguments for laissez-faire. And that is arguing people away from planned economy, which is away from socialism. So definitely doing that. What are you? Your guards. You head over there. More guards. You guys are just artillery. Engineers. We do need those. Another guard. Could really do with getting our navies consolidated into Kiel. Off you go. Flexible counterattacks. After the enemy has gone over the top and his offensive was ebbing, this tactic meant the use of pre-planned counterattacks against gaps in the enemy line where advance had not been synchronized. These counterattacks could sometimes push back the enemy even further than its original attacking position. And then the lockout. That is totally unconstitutional. And we can build the Kiel Canal. I think we should. Booyah. Now this is going to get around the problem that we were having previously where we couldn't hit the British fleet here and they were kind of trapping us in the Øresund. Now we can sail straight through, which is magnificent. You are still lacking an engineer and 4 guards. Religious policy debated in Germany. The morality and the virtue of our people has started to decline. The statement caused much stir among the debaters of toleration and religious plurality. On the campaign trail in Germany, many have begun questioning the country's view on religion, and there is no doubt that these issues will play their part in the coming election. This is where I screwed up last time. So national liberals are pluralist in religion. So 10% more in favour of pluralism. Again, this is going against secularization, which is anti-communist. Okay, so we have the hussars. It's just the 3 more guards and 1 engineer is what we need. Let's make sure we get the next level of that. How have you... No, you're still 1 behind. That's fine. Still building a lot of different troop types. Excellent. And also navy types. Excellent. Cool. And also running out of money. Once again. 18,000 in debt. Taxes will have to go up. Let's get ourselves out of debt and then that'll be fine. Ah, there's the engineer that we needed. And another guard. You're a guard, you're a guard. I think you are now a full unit. 10 to 6, you are indeed. Marvellous. Election finished. Conservatives got 8%, National Liberals got 91%, which means the National Liberals are still in power. Good. 91% of the vote. Happy with that. Right, so in Denmark we need to go and start actually... Oh no, don't do that. Decrease the opinion of Sweden because they were getting a bit dangerous. Sweden is no longer a great power. Alright, not a problem. So we are wasting influence right now. We could be trying to influence Austria. No, I'd rather be fighting Austria. Poland we are still trying to get. Spain would be a nice one. Who are the great powers right now? Oh, I'm first in industry. Huzzah! Spain is a great power. Okay, never mind. So is Belgium. The Netherlands, however, is not. Egypt. I want to go for Egypt again. Bring you all together and then break out another one. So that's 2 cavalry. 1, 2, 3, 4 artillery. Engineer, 3 guards. Upper house rearranged. Minus 15% conservative, plus 7% liberal. That's good. A little bit more socialist, which is not so good. Okay. Another guard. Good stuff. The Anarcho-Liberals, a group of liberals disgruntled with the lack of economic freedom and the pace of parliamentary reform, have formed a new faction in German politics. The Anarcho-Liberals are a revolutionary avant-garde of the liberal ideology. They will not hesitate to use whatever means necessary to see their ideas of freedom and free trade instituted both in Germany and abroad. I don't think I've ever seen it actually founded in my country before. That's kind of cool. Sympathy strike. Become more socialist. No, we want them... We're trying to stave off socialism right now. Another corps. Excellent. What are you? Guard. Cool. And we can improve this. Serbia has acquired another territory. I really need to start building more artillery. Soon. It's making me nervous because we are still sitting at 35% infamy, which is basically as soon as our truce ends, we're in another big war. Like, so long as we maintain our military superiority, we'll be fine. But we have to actively maintain it. I think everyone except for the cavalry. Cavalry goes there, you guys go here. Right, what are we short? 1 guard. And then you're done. You're guard, you are a guard. Replenishment transport organization. Depots were the focus points for the wartime supply system, but a replenishment transport organization was needed to get bullets and toilet paper out to the men. Organization, cool. Right, you are ready. Send you out there. Now, what I would like to do is beef up our defences on the French border. That's not a cheap undertaking. So with that in mind, we're going to increase taxes to pay for that. Making £500 a day. Much better. Oh, those are engineers. Group. Create new unit. Cavalry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You two are precisely what I needed, so we just need guards. Like you. Cavalry, guard. Oh, we can also go and grab this. Add another point. Guard. Guard. Need 5 more guards. Right, how many troops are we still building? Oop. We're into the last set. So we still have a whole bunch of artillery just sitting here, which we can add to our artillery stocks. I think that this is going to be the last unit. So with that in mind, let's go and start positioning units on the French border in case they do try something. And Russia's beaten Austria. I mean, I'd quite like to go and take another piece out of Austria. Our infamy is so high anyway that we can just do it, honestly. Steel railroad, complete. Excellent. Let's make sure that we get assembly line. Ooh, nice. Factory cost, factory output. Sorry, factory throughput. Plus a whole bunch of output bonuses, which is basically just going to allow us to dominate industry for a while. Which is good. Alright, we are churning out steam transports now. A place in the sun. Our nation is one of the most prestigious great powers on earth. It is the most prestigious great power, you mean. From Berlin to the far-flung provinces beyond, our flag flutters proudly in the wind, striking fear into the hearts of anyone who dare oppose us. In celebration of our dominance and just reign, our Imperial parade is being planned in Berlin. The question that now poses itself is, should we invite foreign dignitaries to this joyous occasion, or shall we simply conclude that no other nation is fit to bask with us in our place of the sun? Lose militancy, lose conscientiousness, they lose prestige, we lose... no. All must see our splendour. Obviously. Right, where are you up to? You need 2 more guards and then you're done. We are training 2 guards, right? Yes, we are. Okay, so these guys... we're going to need 1 more hussar, apparently. Unless one of you is a hussar short. I'm a little surprised that your troops short. But no, okay, so we need a couple more troops. We need 1 more hussar. And 10 more guards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 2 more engineers. And then we're done. Comet sighted. A comet was sighted in the sky. Some believe that this portends to fell times ahead. Others believe that they are in fact fairies floating in the sky. There are also those who believe that this comet is probably a giant ball of ice floating through the sky and its long tail is created due to the energy of the sun. The arguments amongst these 3 equally viable theories is stimulating the pursuit of knowledge in the country. A colonized comet would make a fine satellite. Okay, then the next thing we're going to do is select artillery, and we're just going to build them all. Tons of artillery. And we'll have those in standby for if and when we need to mobilise, much like we did previously. Alright, onwards. And now we're getting loads of points, so let's go and fortify the hell out of our borders, so that we can make sure that we can hold on to them. I think also the line behind them, just in case. Much like occurred previously. And in fact, if Switzerland is in France's sphere, then we should do that. And then we also need to bolster our defences over here, just to make it take longer for them to take that land. And then finally, we need to remember the fact that we actually have a loan and I should be paying it off. Although the interest isn't very high. It's still interest, though. Another hussar. Need 1 more guard unit, and then you are done. Then we can build the final one. I think you 3 can go and stand over here. Like so. Just don't take too much attrition going over there, please. Alright, let's pay off some more. And there we go. Debt free. We have 1.1 million in the bank. Yeah, our people are definitely extremely prosperous, particularly the rich. Look how many of them are buying their luxuries. Nice. I would love to reduce your taxes even more. But right now I cannot afford to do that. Classics rediscovered. 5% more liberal. And we can get another colony piece. Pre-planned depot systems. By planning a system of depots in peacetime, set in a chain, these could be turned into focus points of the supply flow in war. Good stuff. Now, we probably do have a whole bunch of military-based inventions. Actually, not that many. Cool. Guard unit? Yeah. Alright, let's group you. Stick you over here, and then you can be kind of the backup unit. Or the anti-Swiss unit. King! New upper house has been arranged. We have more liberals and more anarcho-liberals. We need to be careful with the anarcho-liberals, because a lot of the things that we've been saying are kind of anarchistic. Torpedo boats. Torpedo boats are cheap and numerous. They are equipped with torpedoes to attack bigger ships like cruisers and battleships. Commerce Raiders +2 torpedo attack, Commerce Raider +4 hull. That's actually a really big boost to those ships. Okay, cool. Let's split out the transports. And these steam transports compared to the sail transports are so quick. It's going to be amazing. Okay, cool. Transports. Whoops. And we'll stick this transports there and Stettin. Oh, and pause. Oh, I see I was adding spaces. No, apparently not. Cool. Onwards! The model colony. With the competition for colonies constantly increasing as European nations scrambled for Africa and the world, the United Kingdom has done well for itself. Whoop-de-sodding do. And then that's our battle fleet. Okay. Loads of troops are being trained. Most of them are guards. Need to be careful of the ones that are artillery, though. Have I trained too many cavalry again? If I have, then screw it. I'll just delete one. Demonstration turned sour. Screams can be heard from the workplace in one of our states where the socialist agitators have turned an ongoing labour conflict from bad to worse. Local capitalists are appalled at the liberties these revolutionaries allow themselves with regards to how, when, and where they preach their revolutionary ideology, and are considering forming a citizen guard. Anything to stave off the Red Hydra. Alright, did we get all of this stuff expanding? I think we did, yeah. We're working on the ones over here. Expand, 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 expand. There we go. Oops. You've definitely got one too many hussars. We are losing Mauritania. How have you caught me, Britain? I don't like this colonial system. It's really quite bad. Very unclear as to what the hell is going on. Alright, so that one hussar we're going to split off and we're just going to put in coppers for now. So what are we waiting for? 2 engineers. Egypt. Increase opinion. Now friendly. Marvellous. Monitors! Monitors are a significant improvement over the earlier ironclad ships. They were harder to spot, faster and more heavily armoured and armed. I think we're going to go and build some. So these are like the first proper steam warships. So Commerce Raiders, movement 16, movement 9, attack 6, attack 11, hull 10, hull 20, firing range 60, firing range 50. We'll get 12 of them built, I think. Yeah. Are we all on artillery now? We shouldn't be. Yes, we should. Except for the engineers. Hold up. Did we forget the engineers? No, you're an engineer. Where's t'other engineer? There he is. And that is one full unit. So yes, we did build one too many cavalry. We'll send you down to Constance and we'll just go ahead and delete you, which means that we have freed up things. 4 more artillery. Marvellous. We're even getting some railroads out in Germany. Out in Africa even. That is a lot of industries being built. A lot of railroads being built, which makes me very happy. In fact, more being built all the time. A couple of monitors. Right, we need to keep an eye on this. Austria is already friendly in the Ottoman Empire. Ban embassy. 94%. I'm glad I caught that. Sneaky. Very sneaky. And Poland, they are neutral. We've been kicked out. And Egypt, we are now friendly. So we may well be on the way to getting Egypt. Denmark, we're just improving. Mauritania. And Denmark, we can increase opinion. Wait. What's happened in Denmark? No one's stripped us of our position, but we've lost them as a satellite. That's interesting, unless they became a great power for a while, but they're 45th, so I doubt that. How far ahead are we now? Oh, almost 400 points. Yeah, we are blitzing ahead of Britain at the moment. Which is good. It just shows you the power of industry. Logistical calculations. These standard measurements of how much supplies and reinforcements a standard unit needed during a defined time period, which made it easier to plan for war. And with that in mind, I'm thinking that we need to start justifying another war against Austria. Probably going to take actual Austria this time. Cool. Right, we're making a bunch of money again. I'm not sure that I can be bothered to reinforce the entire Austrian line. Probably should. Aha! Ironclads are ships built of steel without the use of timber. They can therefore take much more hits than traditional wooden ships, and are also faster, though more expensive and usually smaller. So one thing I'm never entirely clear on, because you get them at roughly the same time, is which of the two are stronger? And what roles do they fill? Ironclads, less attack. No, sorry, more attack than monitors, less hull, longer range, faster. Let's grab a couple of them as well. And we definitely need to upgrade our naval yards in these places. At some point. When does that become available? In fact, we should get analytic philosophy for the extra research points, especially as that's a big one, plus 100%. Excuse me. That cost us more infamy. Oh well. I think at this point we basically said infamy. We're ignoring it. Okay, assembly line is done, so let's get analytic philosophy. And the big war, First World War, although we've already kind of had one, is just going to be an absolutely gargantuan fight against basically everyone. Take you all on. It's fine. Colonial incident. A colonial regiment in one of our colonies has had an encounter with a regiment from another colonial power which had, according to a military report, crossed into our colonial claim on an obscure waterway a fair distance from the colony's hinterland. The report further goes on to state that this foreign regiment was, when encountered by our patrol, in the process of conducting a geological survey of the area, the object of which is as yet unknown to us. Hawkish members of our war cabinet see this as a direct assault on Germany's territorial integrity, and call for the execution they've termed quite simply Operation German Fury. So we become more jingoistic, or we gain a place in the Sun CV against Portugal. Let's become more jingoistic. And that is something that we could be doing, is fabricating some colonial claims. Against Spain, for example. Spain, who is still a great power. We'll wait. It's fine. And on that note, we are in fact going to wait until the next episode. So thank you very much for watching. If you're enjoying the series, then please do hit that like button. If you haven't done so already, then do consider subscribing. And if you have any tips or advice for me, let me know in the comments. Look how pathetic France's army is. That's because of me. It's what you do when you cut down to size. I need to do that to Britain. That would severely curtail their military. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.